Hello everyone! So, this is the promised NA off-season rundown over all the changes that we have seen in the last weeks and months, going over every team, but in this video we're going over the first 5. So, before that I want to make a few disclaimers here. So, these teams are sorted alphabetically and not in terms of strength or rank. So, then everything is my subjective opinion based on what I know about the players, the teams, and what I was able to figure out with the information I was presented. So if there are mistakes or if you disagree, write that down in the comments. I'm glad to learn and I'm willing to see the error in my ways. So next, the team rank depends mostly on the rank I gave every player, depending on factors like recency and overall skill in comparison to other players in the same position. So that's not international, that's just in NA with other players participating in the league at the moment. So this is also just my personal ranking. I looked at some stats, but I didn't rewatch all the games, and as this is not meant to be offensive towards any player that were replaced or that are replacing others. So this whole personal ranking used for this team ranking, this won't be open info. I might refer to it at some points, but I will not show it openly because I don't want to get flamed for it. I don't want to have the players feel bad for it if they ever come to watch this. And I don't think that's needed. I think every player has their own personal opinion, and they're all humans like us, so we should be a bit more discreet about something like that. But anyway, hope we all have some great fun with this, and let's speculate what's going to happen with these changes in the new season. So, starting right with the first team, Thieves. Going over the top lane, Someday didn't change, so he stays with the team, and I think that's a very good thing for both of them. Someday has been developed as a top laner for the team over a couple of years now, has probably learned language a bit, and in my opinion he's the best, maybe the best player in the league. That's up for debate, but he's certainly in my opinion the best top laner in the league. And Thieves being able to keep him for them, that's an amazing move. So no change here, but that's still a great position for Thieves. So then Closer in the jungle over contracts. So I think that's a straight up upgrade here. Closer was very prominent in the last playoffs, and that was a very great performance overall from him. Contracts, he had some moments, especially with his team play with Someday, but this was mostly on Someday's shoulders. So I think Closer is a very good upgrade here, coming from the Golden Guardians roster that had this very good push at the end. So that's a good upgrade for the team. Similarly, Demonte over Ryoma. Ryoma, his beginning was not that bad, but he got figured out that he could only play a limited amount of champions. And his laning wasn't also all that great. So Demonte, being an NA resident, very good here. I think that's an upgrade. It's not a huge upgrade, but I think Demonte brings more consistency into the team, also doesn't take up an import slot. Then FBI over Cody-san. Personally, I think this is an upgrade, but that's just because Cody-san, at the end of last year or this year, it wasn't all the same. In the past years or at the beginning of this year, he was doing very good, and him and Someday were double threats. But that died down, and he got a bit worse and worse. So I think FBI, coming also from this Golden Guardians roster, he was doing very good and has been improving steadily. Similar, Huhi, although he's not the standout player in Golden Guardians or in Hungry Thieves now, I think he's still an upgrade for the team. Having played with FBI last year, they've already built up some synergy, and he's also a very old and experienced player. Not like the others on the team. Someday, he played since 2012, I think. The others are younger, so him, yeah, he should be able to help the team, yeah, grow up a bit more and yeah, share his experience. So overall, I think the team got a good upgrade in all positions, besides the one position that didn't change. And also, yeah, the team rank, I gave them an A+. It could be better, it could be worse. I think the 4-man Golden Guardians roster, they don't need to get adjusted to their new players. They can just play like they did a few months ago, and there shouldn't be any major changes. And I think with Someday in top lane, I think that's just a straight up upgrade for the team, or for this roster. And yeah, with Someday and Closer being very good players in the NALCS, in my personal opinion. Someday is an S rank player, Closer is an S- rank player. They're very good in comparison to everyone else. Yeah, A+, I think that's a good ranking. So going over some notes I made for the team here. Multiple import slots is an issue with many teams here. So Someday, Closer and FBI all are import slots. So we have to wait and see if they're actually able to play with this full man roster, or if they have to switch up a bit. So maybe FBI can play and they have to get an Academy NA resident AD carry. Maybe someday, after all these years, gets the green card. We have to wait for that. And yeah, all, as I mentioned, all Golden Guardians players besides Someday. So yeah, very accustomed to each other. And yeah, with them reaching 5th last year in playoffs, right at Golden Guardians. Yeah, that's good setup. 100 Thieves had a way worse playoff run, losing 0-3 against EG, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and then there are questions about the language. Closer and Someday, the top lane duo, they have probably some issues with Closer speaking Turkish and maybe not really good English, and Someday speaking Korean but not really good English. So yeah, that might be an issue. But I think Closer, he's quite young, so he probably learned English in school. And Someday, yeah, he's been in NA for quite a while. So this shouldn't be an issue, but that could be an issue. So, talking about the next team now, and speeding it up a bit here, Cloud9. They didn't do many changes, but yeah, two very major ones. So, Fudge over Licorice in the top lane. Obviously, Licorice wasn't really performing all that well. But is that reason enough to throw him off the team? He's an NA resident and probably one of the top NA resident top laners in the league. Then he's been with the team for very long, and he had also shown many heights, probably at Worlds, right? Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is such a good upgrade, because Fudge is also rather unproven. I don't really believe in the NA Academy system, as many players aren't really playing their all. And also, yeah, the teams often are random. So like for a week there's this player playing in this team, and then another week there's this other player playing there. Yeah, Academy is not really all that competitive or like all that stacked. So yeah, Fudge being good in Academy, not really believing all that much into this. But let's keep it at an upgrade, right? But the true upgrade is in the mid lane. So Niski, he wasn't really playing badly till summer, or like end of summer, where he had some really questionable plays sometimes. But yeah, so getting Perks over Niski, yeah, everyone will agree that's a great upgrade, even though Perks is not in his prime anymore, and yeah, he's getting a bit older, and so on and so on. Yeah, that's all true, but he's still very good and very skilled mechanically. And he also has this certain thing, right? His creative mind to figure out all these backhanded moves will certainly help C9 in clutch situations. Perks, Sven and Mithy all now again at the same team from the G2 era, if you remember that one. So yeah, Perks, like, he comes into the NA LCS and is instantly the best mid laner there. And that's even, like, if Bjergsen were still playing, I still would put Perks over him. Yeah, Perks is probably the best or second best Western player. And I don't even like the guy, but yeah, I have to acknowledge that he's very good. But yeah, every other position, Blabber, Sven and Vulcan, We can talk about their power level and maybe if they should be changed, but I think Cloud9 actually didn't have that bad of a year. They just slumped and fucked up summer, similar to a team like SKT, for example, who had a great spring, a good start in summer, but then at the end fell off. Similarly, Cloud9. So yeah, I don't think they need to change all that much, but now they have a problem with the import slots. Fudge, Perks and Sven. Yeah, we have to see. Maybe Sven gets the green card. I believe he's the one with the longest stay in NA here. Obviously, there are all the rumors and confirmed and not confirmed stuff of Perks costing so much. Maybe that's why they had to get Fudge and couldn't get someone like Fake God, for example. Like an academy player, he's probably a bit cheaper. And yeah, that's it. They didn't change much. I think that's an upgrade for the team in both positions, even though top might be a bit questionable. And yeah, I think they rank up at A. And yeah, that's probably mostly because of top lane. I'm not really sold on Vulcan. He had some moments, but I guess if your team is completely dominating in spring, then even as a support you can look good. So yeah, Vulcan is not really like that high. I guess he had moments, but yeah, not really hyping him up. So it's just an A rank, but the team overall A rank is very good, right? So yeah, moving to the next team, CLG. Starting in the top lane, Finn over Ruin. So yeah, Ruin, also he is an import slot, Finn as well. So yeah, that's not really a great reason, but Finn over Ruin, that's very questionable. So Finn, he wasn't really known to be the great carry player. Many people were making fun of him and were bullying him online, you could say, because like he was losing lane, he was getting solo kills. Yes, obviously Worlds was something different, right? Being in groups with the world champion and like with Nagore probably the best, yeah, very likely the best top laner at the moment. Obviously you get schooled by him. So Finn, he's not really known as that great of a player, but yeah, we have to agree he's certainly not completely trash. It's a bit over exaggerated. So over Ruin, I think Ruin was doing a good job, but I guess you want a player who has been at Worlds. Yeah, maybe he's got some carry spirit, and I think it's not all that bad, but I think Ruin was doing a fine job. Then Broxer over Wiggly, or he changed his name into Griffin or something like that just the other day. So yeah, Broxer over the one known as Wiggly. I think that's an upgrade. Broxer, yeah, he didn't really pop off that much on TL. There were all these issues and there were behind the scene issues. Well, we don't really know, but there are rumors that there were some team issues in the later parts of the year. So yeah, it was probably some mess, but still, he wasn't really doing all that much in the games. Ask I will dominate, he was flaming him every day. So yeah, he's still an upgrade over Wiggly 100%, but it's not like Broxer's coming in as like an S+ player here and completely putting CLG on his back. And yeah, that's not the case, but at least he's bringing fresh wind and yeah, a good name on the team. Then Pobalt are staying in mid lane. No real problem here, like he won't carry the team, but he has this more supportive playstyle in certain times, and I think that's completely fine. Also, yeah, limited budget. I think Broxer, even though he wasn't really all that amazing last split, he's still quite costly. Also Finn, getting him from Rogue, yeah, not that cheap, not Perks level expensive, yes, but still something. Then coming to the bot lane, Wild Turtle over Stixxay. I think that's an upgrade. I really like Stixxay, but I have to admit, like his recent performance, not only this year but also last year, was not that amazing. He had his moments, had some games, but it overall was quite lackluster. Wild Turtle, actually quite similar story, but I think his highs were a bit higher, and he was able to hold his highs for longer periods. Also playing with FlyQuest, if I remember correctly. FlyQuest got second place twice this year, and yeah, Wild Turtle was doing quite something for that. So yeah, that's an upgrade for me. Smoothie, no change there. So remembering what I said, I think the team, yeah, they upgraded quite a bit. I think that's good to see. CLG, yeah, they were quite irrelevant the last couple of years. And yeah, I would love for them to make a comeback story here. I don't really think that, but it would be cool to see. They get the B+ ranking. I think that's a bit high, but yeah, I have great expectations of Finn and Broxer. Yeah, I think they were buddies, or maybe I'm like misremembering something there. Broxer had a friend, I think, in Rogue. I think it was Finn. So yeah, they probably know each other. So motivation and a great dynamic in the top lane there. And yeah, I think Wild Turtle also, he's also a very competitive player, also has experience. I think, yeah, someone like Finn could really use that. So overall, I think the team made a good improvement. And yeah, it's nothing like exactly league winning, but it's very good. I have to give a nod in terms of franchising here. So CLG back then was like Hookshot GG, and then we had like double-lift Alphamu era. So these were the faces of the team, right? You always want to associate certain players or certain things with the team to keep the fans, right? To build up a better relationship and to have a better image. TSM and Bjergsen, for example, or SKT and Faker, right? These are players that are synonymous with the team and teams that are synonymous with the players. Fnatic and Reckless for all the time. And for CLG, yeah, they had these two eras in the past. And now I think there was something like with Stick Save over all these years since Doublelift's departure. And yeah, losing him, now like one of their old-time players would be Pobalter, but also he was switching many teams in the past. So yeah, they might face a branding issue through this, but yeah, I think their performance should be way better, and I think with that they could expect to get more fans and more publicity. Moving on to the next team, Dignetas. Yeah, so Fake-God upgrade over Viper, I think, yeah, that's quite good. Fake-God is one of the lesser known good top laners in NA. He proved himself in Academy, and yeah, I already said Academy isn't that amazing in my personal opinion, but yeah, he did that. And then also the few games he played in the main LCS region league were also quite good. I think it's a good upgrade here. Viper, yeah, he has his moments, you have to ban Riven against him, but he's not really solo carrying the teams. And yeah, also getting a younger player, getting like fresh wind into the team, good change. Similarly, the change in the mid lane, Soligo over Phoenix, replacing an older player. Yes, Soligo is not Faker, he's not that outstanding, but I think he can do a decent job. The problem is the mid lane pool has been improved this year with perks coming into the leagues, so yeah, he might face new problems here. But yeah, also it is a chance for him to prove himself again. I think, where was he playing? I think it was Hungry Thieves. I might misremember that. Yeah, he didn't really have that much of the limelight, and now I think that's a new chance for him. He's not that outstanding, but I think you could regard this as an upgrade, or maybe not really much of a like change in skill. But yeah, then getting Neo, or like formerly known as Aster, over Johnson in the bot lane. I think that's a straight up downgrade. He was playing in Academy and he was taking a break. He was like a normal player a few years back. Johnson, you probably all noticed how he was very sought after this off-season. Johnson and Licorice, I think, were the two players that were really sought after, and many teams were bidding lots of money for them. Dignetas was losing him, couldn't hold him, and they got Neo or Aster. So yeah, that's not all that great for them. Now talking about the two players that stayed with the team, being Dardog and Aphromoo. Aphromoo, yeah, it was just recently affirmed that he was really staying with the team. But yeah, there were also not any rumors of him leaving. And Dardoch, yeah, not many teams do really want him. So yeah, also his mechanical skill has decreased a bit, or at least he wasn't really able to use it all that much. So yeah, the great argument for Dardoch that he's very skilled is also going a bit to the wayside, and yeah, many people are a bit afraid of his toxicity. So overall, I think Dignetas had some budget issues here, not being able to hold Johnson, and then getting Fake God and Soligo. So Fake God, Soligo, and Neo. So Fake God may have costed something, but Soligo and Neo should be quite cheap. I think there were some budget issues here, and I mean they could also Afromu and Dardoch. I don't think they are like expensive to hold. So yeah, maybe Dignitas they want to save a bit of money for a new spring season buy, or maybe they want to sack this year and then reinvest in 2020. I don't know. I think the team they may have upgraded here with Soligo and Fakeout. I'm not really sure about this in the end here. So yeah, then Fakeout probably. Yeah, he's also like an academy team player, so he's not all. He couldn't really be that expensive, and yeah, he's also like not that proven. Yeah, I'm not really sure where they spend their money here. I have not much to say. There are like big question marks over this entire team. So I think Fakeout is the only good like very solid position here. Dardoch question marks. Afromo, he's like. You don't really like remember him playing for the last few splits because he wasn't really able, or he wasn't really like doing all these crazy moves and mechanical plays that that he's known for. So yeah, it's very questionable in that support position. Then getting Neo, I'm not like maybe he was boot camping in Korea and improved quite a lot, but that's not really likely, I guess. So yeah, Neo and Soligo, not hating these players, I'm not really calling them out. I hope I'm not, but it's just overall, like, what was Dignetas doing? They didn't really change much, but they did, right? They changed 3 positions, but they didn't really got like something very new and fresh here. We have to see. And yeah, coming to the last team here, Evil Geniuses, they did quite a few moves here. Not really sure if I love them all that much. So first of all, Impact over Hakuni. I think that's a straight up upgrade here. I'm a huge fan of what Impact is doing, or was doing with TL. He was a stabilizing force, dominating some of the weaker NA top laners, holding out against players like Someday, or like not losing all that hard. Similar stuff at Worlds. Yes, he's not the carry he was 7 or 8 years ago, but he doesn't really have to be. He's just a solid rock, neutralizer, plays tanks, plays carries to a certain extent, does his job, and he's also very consistent, which obviously Huni was never. Huni was never consistent, even in his heydays 5 years ago. So I think that's a straight up upgrade here. Then keeping Svenskeren and Shizuke. So yeah, I think that's okay. Svenskeren is always a bit hit or miss. In some matters he's very good, and sometimes he's like very invisible. And yeah, Shizuke, it's very strange what happened there. Like in EU, his debut year, he was very, very good. He was beating players like Caps on Fnatic back then, individually. And yeah, Vitality overall with him was doing quite good. Then him moving to an A, and he had some games, but yeah, it seems it disappeared. His magic like vaporized. I hope he finds his footing. Otherwise, this is quite the sad story. But he should do quite well, or quite okay, if he finds his way back, or if he finds his style back. Then Deftly over Bang, so that's definitely a downgrade. I don't think Deftly has proven yet, and on many occasions, that he's all that great. he's like not hard inting lanes, but he's quite often being dominated by better players. I think with overall bot lane being a bit worse this split, so I don't think it's that huge of a problem unless he's playing against the top teams of the league. And also AD carries are becoming rather irrelevant. We have to wait how the meta completely shapes up with the new items. But yeah, I don't really have high hopes for the AD carry position here. As such, even though this is quite a downgrade in my opinion, like definitely over Bang, like a 2-time world champion, and then definitely, I'm sorry, this sounds so mean, but yeah, and Bang also joining a Freak of Freaks, so he's not retiring or anything, and yeah, Igna over Zazel. Zazel, he had his moments in the past, we all know that he was quite good, and yeah, also it seems that his steam has run out a bit. So yeah, I think Igna, he's very creative. Remember some Feather Leona plays at Worlds. What was it, 2017? I think that's an upgrade. The question is again, like with the import slots, so Huni, Jizuke, no, Huni isn't playing there. Then Jizuke and Igna, I think that's fine. Impact should be an NA resident as of now, so yeah, scrap that. Yeah, losing Bang is quite the issue, because the way EG was able to do something in playoffs was on the back of Bang, but they're getting a more keeping the more stronger top side and improving upon of that, which I think is more meta relevant at any point in the game. So yeah, the team upgraded, but we have to wait and see how players like Jizuke end up. Maybe they are improving. Similar story for Svenskeren. As of now, I rank the team around B, which yeah should be fitting. They have their obvious solid strengths in mid lane and top lane, but these strengths are not better than the best players in their position. Right? Jizuke is not better than Perks. Svenskeren is not better than Closer, for example. And Impact is not better than Sunday, so their strengths are not better than anyone else, and they have their obvious weaknesses in probably the bot lane and the jungle support duo, which probably is not really that familiar with each other's playstyle. So this rounds up this very long video over the first 5 teams. The next 5 teams will come the following Sunday, so yeah, look forward to that. Hopefully you liked the way I presented it. If you have any issues with the content or with what's shown on screen, then please write it down in the comments and maybe use the like or dislike button to express your opinion. Maybe leave a subscribe, but that's it for now. So yeah, see you all next time. Stay safe. Bye.